whilst we're getting some sound, but my name's Caroline. I am the Notion APAC brand and comms lead. Living in Sydney, Vanessa and I, we flew to Singapore for a week, and we're here to host a number of events. And we thank you so much for specifically coming to this media mixer. All of you guys are content creators and are very influential within your own ways, and we want to use this moment to firstly get to know all of you guys, show the possibilities of how you guys can also use Notion in your world with Nasri, with Hanafi, and also I guess me. Oh yeah, and James as well. Really thank you, James and the team at Braveheart for hosting us as well. They're also Notion users. It's such a vibrant community here in Singapore. Like, it's been 24 hours right now, but I've been absolutely loving how insanely innovative this market is, how curious you all are, and also the fact that you guys know, heard of Notion, have used Notion in your personal lives. And yeah, we just want to show you guys, what else you can do with it. After this event, we'd love to also give you guys access 6 months using Notion AI and, play in your own workspace as well. But also, this whole event is just to meet you all and really get to know the Singapore media community. So yeah, thanks so much for coming. Really appreciate it. So what do I do at Notion? So Asia Pacific is the fastest growing region for Notion. I don't know why. I do know why. It's because it's communities like you guys. Singapore's incredibly innovative, incredibly open to discussing in very pragmatic ways in content, particularly in media. It's really progressive as well. It's a very fast-moving community, which we absolutely love, but everyone's building in the open as well. We also have Japan and Korea that we look after, and they're growing really incredibly fast. And we also have Australia as well, very new, a little bit slower in pace, but also I think they get a lot of inspiration from the Singapore market, from the APAC hubs as well. So it's been awesome to be a part of the journey at Notion, and also meeting all of you guys as well from a community perspective. I don't even know what the next slides are. Okay, so as I said before, I'm just going to chat a little bit more about things. We also have Hanafi, who is going to be showcasing a little bit more from a podcast, from a media perspective, and how he actually uses Notion. Nasri and Hanafi and Nasri, they're both our Notion ambassadors in Singapore. Nasri is going to be also talking specifically about how to actually use custom agents in a media setting as well. So there's a few pain points that you guys shared, which we'd love to see how we can tackle that using custom agents. And then also James is going to share just a little bit about how he uses Notion for his business as well. So very different ways, and hope you enjoy that. And then we've also got a little experience after the event as well, which is going to be happening over there. Cool. All right. So I think in terms of Notion's philosophy, it is all based on our co-founders, and particularly Ivan Zhao, our CEO. He's such an interesting, very philosophical leader, and he started Notion's business in Kyoto with his co-founders as well. They failed in the business 3 or 4 times, but they restarted again and really built the platform and the product to be what it is today. And the whole idea behind Notion's philosophy is around how humans collaborate with each other, and that is the sole core experience of why Notion sets ourselves apart from anything else. And so, as this slide said, the most beautiful things were never built alone. So you guys are all builders. You collaborate in so many different ways. And yeah, Notion's platforms it is a really, really interesting experience that you can work to collaborate with so many different people to get the job done, or to, you know, plan a holiday, or to do things from a personal perspective. It's a very diverse platform that, you know, you build not alone. I'm just going to play with you a video that we literally built over the weekend, like a few weeks ago, and it kind of gives a really good insight to where our vision is and where our philosophy is from a brand perspective. Hopefully the sound works. Do I press?
That's free.
Oh. Do I press? Do I play? Oh.
Yeah.
The most meaningful things were never built alone.
Okay.
It's always groups of people building and believing until something clicks. Thinking together is innate to us. Painted cave walls, campfire stories, playing chess even though machines do it better. Togetherness gives us meaning. About a year ago, we took a hard look at where AI was headed. The future felt lonely and unsettling. Billion-dollar companies with a solo founder behind a chat window. No need for teamwork. Humans are friction. We think that gets the future wrong. Making each person 10 times faster doesn't make a company 10 times better. That's a story of efficiency and cost. AI should be a story of abundance. More minds on any problem. More opportunities. More people doing their life's work. Notion has always been a tool for people to think together. Now, we're building AI that belongs in that space. They will be built by us together.
Cool. All right, maybe, I don't know, Vanessa, do you want to chat a bit more about this?
Because I want to show that video, even though it was produced like a month ago, we walked the talk. This is the first prototype of Notion maybe 2 years ago, and collaboration had always been and that's kind of why I think from a community perspective, a lot of the features that you see, like databases, offline work that we launched a couple of like what this is actually showcasing in Notion on a presentation mode that was launched ago. Because they are basically the people that shape the tool, and they enjoy using the tool because they can collaborate with each other.
Yeah.
And that's basically all I want to say.
This is baby Ivan.
This is baby Ivan and baby Simon.
Yeah. They're very young. They're still very young looking now. But yeah, real collaboration has always been the philosophy. And I think, as the video mentions, like, we're not here to only cater for the leading AI companies. We're here to cater for everyone and everyone, to empower them to use and really enable people to build with AI, but also build and really understand workflow processes to build your life's work at work, or even in your actual life itself.
We're is like infinite people, the diverse set of builders or users that can actually use Notion.
Yeah.
Some of you might really love Notion already, some of you might not know Notion. But the whole premise of it is that it's a tool that you can help with your life's work.
Yeah.
You could be a photographer studio that, I think last week in Melbourne we had a showcase of how that tool can be used for a small solopreneur, freelancer, and all of that. And the whole idea of why he built it, or why his partner built it for him, is that so he spends more time taking photos, he spends more time in Adobe Lightroom than he does in Notion. And it's a tool that you can use for anything from your study, your content creation, maybe like getting your story in order, project managing like a whole news pipeline that has to go in 24 hours. So that's basically it.
Yeah. And then, you know, obviously, Sarah and Aaron here in the room. Woo. So in like this section here, I just want to say that the top teams, whether it's small as the Weeblings, content creator, very, and you know, trying to build their life's work. Lo and Behold Group, hospitality, very creative, but they are also building an experience for the Singapore community. Oh no, that's actually Hatch, but you can't see it. That's okay. Non-for-profit companies like Kita and Hatch. But then obviously, you know, your more established businesses, you know, they're really flexing how Notion AI and AI agents are being used in their workflow, and also that you know, these individuals are becoming managers of infinite minds as well. So you're a manager of infinite minds. And then the third part that we're quite strong about is our opinion on being LLM agnostic. So in our platform, and particularly within Notion AI, we have connections with every single LLM model, and also as updated as it is, like particularly with the last like Opus release last week or something, where we're already adding it to our platform. And the whole reason behind this is these models are dramatically changing as fast as however many people can keep up. And we want to make sure that Notion, or like how you work, shouldn't be based on what is the best LLM at one time. It's about the context, and it's about being model agnostic and choosing the right model for the right task. So we're making sure that you know, all the LLMs are connected, but then now we've just released a new developer platform, which will also bring in all your favorite agents into Notion as well. So we can chat a little bit more about that soon.
Actually, can I ask a question?
Yep.
Who uses GPT? Who uses Claude? Okay, so how people use two tools at once? Who uses Copilot? Oh my god, I feel so glad.
RIP.
That is not the only LLM tools out there.
Yeah.
Actually, in Notion, we also have Kimi and even DeepSeek.
Yeah, open weight models, yeah.
Open weight models. And the whole idea is, like, you might be talking to all different tools, they might all have different contexts. But now with the dev platform, you can actually use some of those connected. Number one, connect your Claude with GPT, your Gemini into with Notion through like MCP. And then number two, it's like you can actually, if you've built an agent in other places, you can also bring them into Notion. So I think this will be shown more by the use cases that come up here.
Yeah.
Astrid will show later.
Oh yeah, I forgot about these slides. I also wanted to share with you also Singapore's momentum, particularly in Notion. So GIC earlier this year, we've announced that they are our newest investor. And this is a really strong signal, particularly in the APAC market, for a sovereign wealth fund to invest in a private company like us. They also recently they also invested in Anthropic at the same time as well. But it's a really it's a really great signal, particularly for this market and also for APAC, that we're just really strong, and it's a very different conversation now to how it was a decade ago, where Southeast Asia is just trying to keep up. We're now leading the way, which is really, really awesome. We also just recently launched our office as well. There's only about 5 people in the Lorong AI office. This is our general manager for APAC, but he's now been promoted to being general manager for Europe, which is a testament to, he did such a good job that he's now in Europe somewhere, in Dublin. And this is our founding team. There's Clayton. With Big Birds is in our team as well. But it's very new. We're really excited to be here on ground, and we're slowly growing as well. And then from a community perspective, even before we launched in Singapore, from a user perspective, we already had over 1 million users already on Notion in this country. So it's a really great signal for us to come in and say hi, meet the community, and also really flourish and have a thriving experience as well. And Vanessa is leading in the community programs across APAC.
I can give context about this. Back in 2020, during COVID, I guess we were all at home because it's kind of the origin story of how the Notion community started in Singapore. We had Ruthie who started actually just doing webcasts and catching up with people on sharing about how she uses Notion and whatnot. So actually there was a community built in Singapore, even though everyone's in isolation, they're all building together. And it's her with other ambassadors in Singapore, but also her with ambassadors in Australia, in the US, and whatnot. So everyone was building together, even though it's separated geographically. This is an event last year that actually Nasri and the other ambassadors hosted at Lorong AI, where basically we brought all the Notion nerds in one room and showcase the latest and greatest at Notion. They do this every 2 to 3 months, and you might see Nasri or Hanafi in other events too, because usually after every event, someone from the audience will hey, I'm doing this, I'm doing this other talk, you want to talk? Because what we shared was really valuable. And I think that's a testament to how beautiful and how collaborative and how knowledgeable and how the value that you guys bring to Singapore.
So this picture was thrown in from this morning. So I think I mentioned to you, a couple of you guys, that the New York Times is following Notion for this week, and particularly Randy, who is our head of design in New York office. He's flown out to Singapore to be with us for this whole week. And we went to Narrative Coffee at the Braza Center, which it's incredible. We bought heaps of books, we just went into Narrative Coffee. They saw that we're Notion, and they just immediately turned around, opened the Notion app, and they were like, I put all my coffee inventory, tagged everything, tagged how it was stored, what year, what date, all this stuff. It was very special, and there's so many stories like that it's very fulfilling, but also you can see how diverse the use cases are. And then also, I just wanted to share that Katsu, he's actually coming to Singapore at the end of this month as well to meet people, have customer meetings, and just generally get immersed in the region. He is the first employee in APAC. So number 1 employee in Japan. Grew Japan by himself fumbled and worked things out by himself, and he now leads the whole of APAC. So he's a really, really interesting guy when it comes to new market playbooks. Japan as a thriving region, and yeah, I'm sure other things as well. Yeah, yeah.
Actually, for Notion, I think Notion's a little different to other companies, like tech companies coming out of US usually go to Europe first. But Notion's a little bit different where I think they identified a lot of the people who really love the tool actually started in Japan and Korea. And I would say Japan is so in Japan, Notion is so mainstream now. You could see like the ad in Shinjuku if you're lucky, and you're around that time, around Japan around that time. And I think it was kind of because of Katsui's grown so much. There were like Keio University that brought Notion into their
Campus,
which is like quite unheard of in other regions. And the other thing is like Korea is the first localized language that came out of Notion, because it had always been available in English. Korea was the first one, so there is a lot of like care and love and thought, and like the voice of the users in APAC is really important.
Yep.
Because, and I think a lot of organization stuff that is happening, it actually looks into APAC as like best practice model.
Yep.
Because us here, like how the product has been grown, how the community has been grown, it sets an example to us.
Yeah. And then, yeah, I guess as a final thing, we've got many events on this week, and a big part of it is to also launch the developer platform. So this platform it completely changes the game in terms of we're now talking to a very technical audience, so engineers, developers who code across many, many other platforms and have their own agent preferences. But now it's for the ability to bring all of these technical builders into Notion by giving them the ability to also bring in their own agents into Notion, but then to be able to collaborate with the rest of the company, with the rest of the team. But also, even from a industry perspective, we're all builders here now. So I would probably hazard a guess in like 12 months' time, we're also going to be understanding how this developer platform actually fits into our lives as well. Aaron is building an app.
Quite excited for
You can. He wished he could
Yeah.
something customize something on Notion, and I was like, surprise.
Yeah, surprise. Yeah. So, we're already seeing a lot of non-technical individuals now starting to think about the UI, the UX, but also, the building side, which is really, really exciting. So yeah, you can sync any data, so sync any into platform integration. So for example, you can manage your Spotify playlist on Notion. You can look at your Strava data on Notion. You can look at your YouTube channel stats on Notion, syncing in real time. Incredible stuff. I don't know how to do it yet, but we're learning now as well, even inside Notion. You can bring any external agent into Notion and collaborate with Notion custom agents as well. The possibilities are endless. What else is there?
I guess in the developer launch, yes, it says Notion has always done all these launches, and none of them is really for developers. It's just for people who use Notion day to day. This is the first launch we do at Notion, and essentially it's 4 launches in one launch, in one major launch. There are some things that are more relevant for developers, but there are also things like workers and pulling any data of that is quite relevant. But where we're heading is basically, if you think about Notion, there is Slack integration, Flow integration, mail integration, Gmail, Google integration that is already available. But if you think about it, there are dentist shop or there's a coffee shop. There are all these different industries that are using all the different tools that the Notion engineers will never be able to build all the different integration to the tools in the world. But now that if the developers can, outside of Notion, can build that because we have the SDK. If you think about SDK, it's basically a template that you get a template and then you can modify it to your own liking and it's safe to integrate to Notion.
Yeah.
So it's literally like the possibility of what you can build within Notion is now infinite. And if you think about the Notion 2.0, is like, Notion is made of like Lego blocks, right? Lego blocks being like text, database, spacer, MCP integration. And now with the AI component and this dev launch, there are AI Lego blocks. There's like personal agent. Basically, you can tell the agent, hey, personalize it to say, hey, call me like, remind me something every morning, custom agent, and you can personalize it to your pet peeve. I have an ambassador who calls his agent Al because back then, before AI got mainstream, he thought AI was called Al. Then, like he has his pet peeve is like, do not never tell. You know how I think especially GPT is like, you tell him to do one thing and then at the end it tells you like 4 recommendations, like asks you a question and he's like, that's his pet peeve. Like, he tells the agent, never ask me that, I hate that. So like you can personalize it, custom agent is another Lego blocks, and then there's the worker. So I think all this concept in like 20 minutes now might seem very foreign to you, but after the use case, you get to kind of see where some of these AI Lego blocks fit into your system.
Is this generated?
Yep. Yep. Yeah.
We will actually send all the information to you guys.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. But we'll pass it on to Hanafi. Yeah, you shut up. But yeah, we'll pass it on to Hanafi to just showcase like how he actually uses the workflows and the automations in from his podcast context. Yeah.
Hi everyone. So please excuse me, this is like my first time presenting on Notion. I have just been recently onboarded as a Notion ambassador 2 weeks ago. So I'm still fresh off the oven together with Ernest. Sorry? Yeah. They're gonna work me really. Yeah. So basically, let me just share a bit about myself. I run a podcast called the Golden Nuggets Podcast, but I also run a social media agency, right? So just to see a show of hands, how many of you actually use Notion? And how many of you have never tried Notion? You never tried? Sorry? 5 years ago. Yeah, they've changed quite a fair bit. Because I've used Notion about 8 years ago, before we had all this AI stuff. And basically, I was just using it as a wiki to put all the company data, details, and so on and so forth. Until like recently when, I guess earlier, Caro and Vanessa was sharing about the event where Nasri was at. He was asking me, do I use Notion? And I said, yes, I do. And he was like, yeah, you should come. And that's where I learned a lot more about how Notion has helped me with like certain kind of workflows. So I'm gonna share with you a bit about how I use the whole workflow for the Golden Nuggets podcast, just to see a show of hands, because I got to know that most of you are content creators. Any of you create long-form content? Long-form content, okay, great. Any podcasts? You. Okay, so this is gonna help you really. But at the same time, for those of you who have never done any long-form content, fear not, because it's still gonna be able to help you somewhat. If you are able to see like how I do the whole workflow. Right? So naturally for most podcasts, right, we start off with recording, right? And then we import the audio. And then we now have on Notion, we have this thing called Notion AI, meeting notes, where during the podcast, what I will do is I will actually turn on the meeting AI, where Nasri, you're recording this whole event also, right? Yeah. So Nasri is recording this whole event using his meeting notes. Okay? And technically the workflow works as such, where you are able to extract the key moments during that podcast and generate the whole summary, show notes, the reels, the blog articles, the newsletter, and they're all ready to go before the guest even leaves the studio. And it used to be me taking about 8 hours to 16 hours, re-listening over and over, figuring out which portion of the whole podcast, which is 1.5 hours, 2 hours, just to find like maybe 3 segments to post as a reel. But now with like Notion, it's kind of like speeds things up for me. But let me just show you. Okay. So basically, this is how it works. It gives you the. I don't think I have the timestamp here, but it will tell you which segment it is. Yeah.
It gives you an idea of like what you can build. What kind of hook.
Yeah.
Ideas start.
But the newsletter just creates.
Yeah. Yeah. How many of you actually do I have a bit of time? Like,
Not really, but yeah.
not really, but okay, maybe just a quick one. Okay, so how many of you actually create short form reels? TikTok, Instagram reels, and you are in the hopes of trying to go viral, and you are always trying to find the most hookish hook and trying to capture the audience attention. Right, a lot of you, right? Yes, can you go to the viral list? So this is basically what I've done. I have connected my workstation to an MCP. So every single time I see a reel that I actually like or will benefit my client, I will just put a link, and it will automatically populate the whole thing for me.
So do you just put this one?
Yeah, so basically if I were to put a link, right, maybe you can just open one of them. Any one of them, right?
Which one should I open, guys? Okay.
When you crave chocolate on your period.
Okay, let's do that one. Okay, so this is basically what you get. It will recraft or rather reverse engineer everything for you, give you the full script of the actual video, swipe notes, the different formats, the different angles that you can test, right? So for independent or individual content creators, this is going to benefit you a lot because this swipe file is specifically catered for your type of content that you actually like. You can create this swipe file and then you have everything there. And the next time, for example, let's say I want to go to Japan and I specifically want to go somewhere in Kyoto or maybe Tokyo. So what I do is I do a bit of research from other content creators. I see the different content. I just put the link. I like this reel, put a link. I like this reel, put a link. Now the next step would be for me I'm going to Kyoto and Tokyo. These are the different places that I'm visiting. I'm trying to create a short form reel. Of course, you can actually create a custom agent. He's going to teach you how to later. But basically, it will craft for you a script that will 90% of the time go viral. And that's why my clients always win.
How do I get access
To this.
The specific... I don't know if I can share it. But I can share with you an empty one, but you can build it from there. Yeah, you can recreate. Yeah, and the way you see things will be... Yeah. Okay, that's basically it from me. I think we're gonna give a round of applause and bring Nasri on.
Everyone has been talking about me, then like today I'm gonna be talking about these 3 agents here, less about me and more of these 3 agents. So actually for context, right, I actually joined Notion Ambassador 1 year ago, and it's 1 year ago, was it 1 year? 1.5 years? Yeah, close. Yeah. So I guess maybe a bit of context because I come from a non-technical background, and I think for most of us here, I think for media, so most of us are a bit hesitant to get in depth with AI and all that sort of stuff. But I actually doubled down on Notion. I was actually, for context, I was a GrabFood delivery rider before this. So no technical experience, nothing whatsoever. And then I was just using Notion at the back end to just learn new things. And the beauty comes from the community itself. Vanessa, ever since I knew about Notion and there was Notion events, Vanessa has been like has been a godsend. She has been supporting our events from afar. Like she's far away in Australia, and then like curating for all these events is like, wow, it's like amazing. So yeah, gotta thank Vanessa for having this Carol as well. Yeah, so today we're going to talk about 3 of these agents. Of course, like I'm not from journalist or media industry, so Carol actually introduced me to Angelica, who's at the back there, to kind of validate my workflows. So hopefully this is a simple workflow for you guys that I can share, and I'm sure that you guys will come up with more creative ideas because you guys are in the industry, right? So let's move on. So we got 3 agents here. One is a newsroom triage agent, which does triaging for emails. And then we have like 2 of these agents working together, the Teams and Social agent, which does content creation and a bit of repurposing for social media. Okay, then that's me. So just a bit of context here. So I'm currently a consultant working at Workflowers, and we do AI and automations. We help teams who are looking to scale with AI automations on board with lesser friction. And Ernest here is my colleague. He is also part of the team. Fortunately, our founder, he is currently traveling. It's a June holiday, so he can't be here. So we're here to represent the team and also Notion, SG community as well. Yeah. So I'm sure this one, the story has been like quite prevalent, especially in the news previously. Like AI is going to take over your job. Who here feels that AI is going to take over your job? Oh my God, really? And it often feels like this, guys. Like it often feels like, oh, you know what? AI is going to take over my role, and then after that, you know, you might be worried. But to be honest, it kind of look more like this right now, right? Because a lot of the creative context that we have as humans is that AI could never be able to replace. I mean, you guys are masters of your craft. If you think about it, right? You guys are here, whether you're from in the journalism industry or you're in the content creation industry, you guys love to create. And that's one thing that that's one thing that makes you guys stand apart from other content creators. Each of you guys are unique in your own ways, right? So what we're gonna do is, here's what we can do. This is the reframe that we should be doing, right? So instead of thinking of AI that will take over your job, AI could then be your teammate. AI has the ability to do things that you don't want to be doing, like admin stuff, all the boring stuff, that stuff that you want to delegate your work to, right? So it can be specific things like triaging, doing the scattered research, you know, getting hooks and angles, and then using the meeting notes. Who here use AI transcripts when they are interviewing or whatsoever? You guys are using? Yeah. So you guys are already aware, like you guys can use all these tools at your disposal and then have it make your workflow even much more easier. And then you can also use AI to then help you get better at producing better agents. And instead of then hiring, you know, an intern, you can, you know, get AI to then as a teammate for you. Then you can work with them. Okay.
Who enjoys doing any of those tasks? Triaging.
Who enjoys doing this?
Who enjoys doing?
Like you guys. Yeah. I'm sure like there's a few people, I mean like in this use case, I mean it's for media as well, but it can generally be used for any type of industry, because anything that feels like busy work, anything that feels like can be done by AI, should be done by AI. Essentially, so that you can do the fun stuff, right? Okay, so today I'm gonna talk about these 2 agents, these 2 databases or demos that I'm gonna show, which is a newsroom triage agent. It is basically going to help you sort any signal from noise inside of an email. If you guys receive hundreds of emails every single day in your inbox, I'm sure it's going to take some time. Who here has like more than 99 unread inboxes in their emails? I'm sure everyone has. Wow, a lot, a lot. Yeah, so imagine having to go through each and every one of them and then having to like describe what is important, what is not important, right? I'm sure everyone of us have this kind of workflow. So this one is more for a pipeline. That means it's like a workflow where you gather sources and then it turns into a story where you write an article. So content creation. Okay, so this is an example of the custom agent. This is just a screenshot of it. You can see chatting with a custom agent is pretty much like you're chatting with ChatGPT, right? You have the chat area here, and then you chat with the agent, and then it basically just tells you, and this is like the sessions that you have with them. Okay, so custom agents is a bit more different than Notion AI, right? If you can think of it, Notion AI is like a vacuum cleaner where you use it. You have to still hold it, right? You have to prompt it and tell it. Whereas custom agents, it actually runs autonomously. It's like a robot vacuum cleaner, right? Yeah, so it can run based off a trigger. You can set more custom workflows. You can set specific. You can even reduce the context of what it can reach, therefore reducing the amount of tokens that you use. Right? So I'm sure everyone here also like, oh, hit the limit already, you cannot use AI anymore. Right? With custom agents, you can also set the limits because they are LLM agnostic. Therefore, if anything that feels very heavy, like for example, content creation, you can use Claude Opus. If something is like much more simple, it's just straightforward, you can probably just use like a Haiku or like a DeepSeek before, right, to reduce your token, and then you can also save costs. Okay. So here's a problem again. Like this is also again for context. I'm not from the media industry, but Carol actually brought this up, which is it's useful to think about the problem as like having a lot of inboxes coming in, emails coming into inboxes, right? So this is the problem that we also have. I guess for most of us, we have like noise dressed up as news, right? So we have to every time look through the emails and then see whether something is worth chasing for, and then while doing that, you are losing a lot of time in reporting, right? You could have like pushed a content out in 2 hours, but instead you have spent 8 hours to push out the content. So that is lost time. Okay? And so what this agent does is actually summarize the email. So just for context, so later I will show you how it will look like in a video. So just to understand, the agent just summarizes the email, it tags it with a priority, with a type, okay? And it scores against a rubric matrix, right? So you can set this up your own custom, and then decide whether to reply, whether to archive, whether to forward or not. Okay. So this is just some of the priorities, just for stages purposes. So this is just a priority side. It will prioritize whether it's urgent, lead, or follow up, and then just the type of the email. And this is just another example of how it looks like inside. So this is just a simple one. Of course, you can use your own existing rubric matrix if you have your own scoring system. And this is just helps you to, like, out of 10, you score 0 out of 2 for all these 5 criteria. And then it will mark as whether you want to pursue the email, whether you want to go or pass. Okay, so this is a triage card that I built. So this is like a template that you can create custom, right? And every single time when the emails enter, it will create this template with the relevant fields. Okay, so yeah, so this is just basically the views. So in Notion, if you know, you have databases, but you also can create views for specific purposes. In this case, imagine instead of going to an inbox, you open up Notion and then you see something that you know is going to be worth pursuing already. That means it's in front of you. You don't have to go through the inbox and filter anymore because you already filtered it. The AI agent actually filtered it for you. So you can create all these different types of views by priority, by type. Okay, so let's go. Okay, this one is the fun part. Okay, so here's what I'm doing. I'm pasting an email. So just watch the video. Can you open? Okay, I replay. Okay, so you can see here, I'm pasting an email inside here. So this is the email, just copy and paste. So it's done manually, still manually, okay? Just to help you understand how the agent thinks. So it goes through the email and then it looks at this and then it decides whether you want to pursue or not. So it gives it a 10 out of 10, right? And then for context also, I just try to paste in another email to see whether it actually detects it differently. You can see here it's actually sharing about some productivity app. It's like dressed up as news, so then you can actually see the inbox here, and the AI agent just fills up all this information, right, based on the triage card that was created, right? So
You paste the email individually, but
yes.
you can actually get a trigger every time an email comes in. It does that automatically.
Yes.
Our CEO Ivan actually uses this method to like go through his emails.
Right.
So every morning, maybe every 3 hours or so, he knows like what opportunity things or things that he should be focusing on.
Yeah. Okay, let me.
And this method, it's like you can personalize it to what is relevant. Just because Nasri said, like maybe if an email comes in and it's not within your work domain. This is like part of the system thinking, recognizing like what actually falls within my domain, what can I delegate, and in that process you review your workflow, and then you can start building flow.
Okay. Okay. Yeah,
Should
wait.
I get it?
How do I do next? Next.
Here.
Okay, cannot. Yeah, I cannot click next. Suddenly, cannot click next. Okay, so this is where it gets really fun for you. So you already saw the agent, how it actually works. So now this video is going to show you that you can actually connect Notion to any email that you have and then have it monitor. So right now you can see here inside of custom agent, I can connect it to any email. So I gave like an example email here, this Beaver build bot email that I was testing. And you can also set filters, like for example, like you want to filter it only for specific emails that's come through, right? And then it will only filter. So that is the example. So you can see here there's new emails just came in, right? So then automatically the custom agent will detect and it will run, right? So that's the beauty of it, right? Thank you. Okay. You can see here in the pursue queue, you can see what you need to write, and then but you can also see by priority which one that you want to go for. If let's say there's no news on that day, then you want to find like other news that might be relevant for you. You can also see by priority, by type. Depend on what news you guys are looking to cover. Okay. Okay, that's done. Can keep next. Oh, okay. All right. So this one is the second demo. This one is more relevant for content creation. Okay, so we have a source to story. And basically what it does is, this is the pipeline you can see here. There's 3 databases inside of Notion. One is the sources. This means all your interviews, your transcripts, even like the meeting note that I created just only will end up here. And then you got a Teams agent that doesn't write the article for you, right? It actually gives you hooks based on whatever content they have created. It identifies, again, like what Hanafi did, but Hanafi actually did like it manually with Notion AI. But in this case, the Teams agent actually comes up with the hooks, the angles, and gives you the more ability to then curate like a really, really more powerful content. Okay, so once the agent has created this, then you write the post, right, the blog. And then what happens next is a social agent will come in and repurpose the content for you. It's just a simple workflow for you guys. Okay, 3 databases. This is where the raw inputs goes in. This is where the articles, the source of truth for every long form piece comes in. And the social post is where the social agent will repurpose your content, right? Yeah, basically is what I explained just now. Say the social agent. So for my case, I just make it for LinkedIn and X. Okay. And these are basically the stages that goes through for each and every pipeline for the database, for sources, articles, and social posts. Okay. So right now, I'll show you our meeting note that we have created. Actually, I can use this. Can you? Okay. Okay. So if I go here, you can see this is the sources database, right? You can now watch the magic happen. Okay, just make sure that it was actually recorded. Okay, you can see here there. So it was what was being recorded. You can see the quality as well. Let me just.
This is the transcription of the meeting
Yeah.
today. Let me just stop it.
Right. Yeah. Now, this is what's gonna happen. I'm gonna drag this into the queue for Teams. That's the only thing that I need to do. Okay. So because we got all the transcript here already. See the Teams agent working in the background. It's running. Okay, and then while we're at it, let's see. Sorry. Okay, so you can see the Teams agent. This is what's running in the background. You can see how it thinks. And what you have to do, you just have to wait. Oh, actually, while waiting, right, what I can do is I can go here and then maybe say, okay, I'm waiting. I still got like the social agent here. Maybe let's say while this is working, right, I have this blog post that I just wrote. Okay, so all these posts here, and while waiting for that, I'm just gonna queue this up for my social agent. Just gonna get this and put it here. You can see here while this agent is working, this agent is also working. So reduce again, another context flow. So you don't have to wait for the agent, your AI, you know, when you're doing something, right? Then you have to wait for it to finish first. This one don't need. You can do multi-step workflow. You can use your agents to talk to each other even, right? And then when we are waiting for this, let's see the inside. Okay, still not filled up yet. Okay, there. You see here? You go on top there. So it created 3 angles for you to actually already use. Right? AI that belongs in the team. Notion, LLM, agnostic. What basically Carol and Vanessa has spoken and Hanafi has spoken from just now. You can see here, you haven't even left the room and you already got 3 angles for you to play with already, right? Right? Isn't that like really cool? So I'm sure there's a lot more that you guys can create. I'm sure there's, so this is just one example. Then, is there anything else? Yeah. Yeah. So, the one angle ready. Yeah. So you can see the top 3 here. This is the 3 things that was created. The angles. If you open up one of them, okay. Yeah, you can open up. Okay, yeah. Yeah. So let's see what is the content that was created. Just control here. So this is what I asked the AI agent to come up with the context, the key quotes. You can see here, Singapore, we already have over 1 million users. Carol, you spoke that, right? Yeah, suggested structure, and then even gives you open questions. So think about this in your workflow, right? How can an AI actually help you with your writing and give you more context, right? So it's already like a teammate for you, right? It already does the busy work for you. Okay?
Do you have questions? No, this gets more like really in depth, but I think first step is figuring out the thing that drains you. What do you dread the most in your like day-to-day work? Is it trying to find like books from like computing or things like that, and then you build out like small step by step, right? And maybe you start using really transparent to like your meetings, and then next step is building a agent that speaks your language, and then maybe after that you can build an custom agent on post where whenever an email comes in that you want to validate the trigger could be in many things, and could build an agent basically. You don't need to speak code. Nobody here speaks code. And I've actually posted a couple of them. Yeah, like social where like 60-year-old CEO of like a legal company, they built something, never really used Notion before, and they put an agent within an hour. If you think of like a workflow that you want to help in your day-to-day, that is like the place where you build this to start. And Hanapi and Austrian community are here to like help you guys build that would like to inspire you and what you can do. And there's a Telegram group that I'm just going to share if there's any question. That's the least content really. Yeah. Don't ask me, I'm not the
So say hypothetically, I want to build a workflow where on any platform within my niche, I want to just scrape all the top performing posts for that day or for that week, and then analyze like what's the reason that they went viral or what's the reason that they're performing the best, and how to tailor my content to that. Would that be possible?
Yeah. So number one is like you have to give it context, right? AI functions with context. So once you have a good example of what the good context would be, just feed the agent that context, right? Then you just basically like you can either use like a Notion worker to sync all your data into like Notion, and then have the agent then just see whether what's worth for. In fact, actually, the agents itself, they are self-improving. So you can even inside your instructions, tell the AI like, hey, like every week, you know, get like a weekly review agent to look at what has been updated inside of the data, and then update the instruction page to always be improving. That way your agent only keeps getting better and better. And it will also create better workflows, and it costs lesser tokens as well because you have reduced the context, right?
I think in this content creator example, if you have a video and from that video you want to repurpose it to multiple different, like maybe you have a stack and you want to put like something on Twitter, and you kind of wrote down what that process, and it will actually figure it out for you. And then you can build like a page, which is what we call like skills, to capture what your language looks like. And it could write the script for you, it could draft like a post in your language, and our teammate actually uses it for her LinkedIn post, but she actually gets the LinkedIn post and picks up three option, the agent picks up three option, and then she picks one, and then she kind of like crafts it from there. And based on like maybe the latest trend in like AI in the last week or so. So, and how is that? And she connects it with her different meetings. So the writing is not just some like AI slot that comes out of like the general media. It's actually relevant to how her work and the knowledge base that she gets in that section. So I think this is a good thing.
So at the end of the day, if you guys can take few things from my presentation, is that you have to also understand like what stays human for you. You have to decide. At the end of the day, your AI can do the work for you, but then you can also decide like what it shouldn't do. And I think this is also where the agents can be useful for capturing, triaging, and then angle resurfacing, repurposing social media content. Then you can do the judgment. You be the decider. You be the differentiator from all the other content creators, right? Right? So yeah. And also one more thing, to add on these custom agents that you built, right? It is actually meant for team because Notion is really much for collaboration. So you build it once, the whole team benefits. So you don't have to replicate it anymore. You can just share these custom agents with your teams, and they can also use your agents. Okay? So without further that, then I think I end my presentation. So I have like a office hour session every Thursday. If you guys want to join, you can connect with me on LinkedIn, or you can reach out to me later. Follow the Telegram Notion SG Telegram community. So we have like quite a good number of people inside already, and it's always growing, and you can always use more people. And then we will share like our events, any workshops, or any other new features that's gonna launch. Okay, you guys can use this. And then that's it for me. Thank you.